teams gathered in the Cotswold town of Evesham under grey clouds for the start of Stage 4 of the OVO Energy Women's Tour on Saturday. In the old centre of the town on the banks of the River Avon, the peloton prepared themselves for the penultimate day of the OVO Energy Women's Tour. After winning the first ever edition of the Women's Tour 5 years ago, Dutch rider Marianne Vos is still extremely popular amongst the British fans.
Well, I've sort of noticed, yeah, it's pretty cool that I get recognized and even cheered on in the race. Yeah, I hear my name a lot. Yesterday was a hard day and it's still 2 more days, so you never know, there might be opportunities along the road. But yeah, we're in good position with the team, and of course then you can play the cards and we'll try something.
We are 4th and 5th in the GC, but obviously the 2 next days are going to be probably the hardest of the week. Yeah, I think we also have to see how Sunweb is gonna defend the jersey. I think they have a pretty strong squad here. We have 2 cars to play with, Amy and me, in the GC, and everyone else is not too far. So if they go in a breakaway, maybe that's going to be a nice tactic as well.
It's quite difficult. The climb is, after 40k already, the main climb, and I think like 2 days ago the climb was at the end of the race. It will make a difference. So I think a lot of riders can come back after the climb. It's difficult, but we're only with 3 riders left, and yeah, we have to make sure we are there in the end.
Race organisers dedicated the stage to Sharon Laws, the former British road champion who died from cancer before Christmas, aged just 43. Once again, the peloton rolled out underneath grey skies for the 131.5km tough rolling stage, which took them up the Cotswolds escarpment, up the tough climb to Snows Hill, before rolling and winding their way to Worcester. Attacks galore the moment the flag dropped, but it was former German champion Charlotte Becker of high-tech products Berk Sport who escaped off the front. When she had a 30-second lead, a big crash scared up the peloton, and the race had to be neutralised for some time. After the race commenced, Becker extended her lead. She was even allowed a lead of 3 minutes as she crossed the line for the first intermediate sprint in the village of Broadway. Behind Becker, Corin Rivera took another set of bonus sprint points. The first classified climb to Snows Hill followed shortly after and proved brutal. The peloton's pace increased on the approach, cutting Becker's lead significantly, especially when a very strong group of about 15 riders went off the front. Consolidating her place at the top of the Queen of the Mountains standings, Elisa Longo-Borghini made her way to the front and was second across the top of the climb, with Becker still about 30 seconds ahead. As the climb eased off, it was here that 2 riders attacked the peloton and bridged to the lone leader, with Cecily Udrolovic and Audrey Cordon-Ragout joining Becker at the front on the descent. The trio worked tirelessly together, building a lead of 3 minutes before the pace of the bunch lifted in crosswinds. This split the peloton, but they soon came all back together when the course changed direction. The second climb of the day was less challenging, and it was Wiggle High Five's Cordon-Ragout who crested the top first, bagging maximum points, defending her teammate Longo-Borghini's lead in the competition. By the time Cervelo Bigler's Ludwig won the maximum bonus seconds at the second intermediate sprint at Atch Lens, the breakaway had a lead of 2 minutes 40. But as they neared the finish in Worcester, that gap began to drop, and the 3 riders were caught within the final 10 kilometres and the peloton set for another bunch sprint. Former UCI Road World Champion Amelie Diedrichsen won the day, beating Finnish champion Lotte Lepisto, with Vos closing the gap on Rivera finishing third.
It's really unfortunate that we got 2 riders down. Yip had to go to the hospital for checkup, and I actually don't know the situation yet. I really hope she's okay. We got Christine back on the bike, so we have 5 girls left in the race. We've been so close the last few days, really trying yesterday also with a lot of attacks. So it's really nice to win the sprint today and to prove to myself and the team and everybody that we can win, and I still have a sprint in my legs.
And I think after 50 or 60k I got some girls joining me, and we rode well together. It was just the last part where we were not really riding so good together anymore. But yeah, okay, I could see that happen. It's nice that I get the honor for this. Okay, I have to say that it's nice that people sees it. Of course, I would like a podium would be more nice, but yeah, it wasn't possible.
It was chaos. It was fast to the line. All the sprinter teams were still there, and we had a good train with the team. We were at the right side of the road, and then suddenly in a slide downhill, when the footpath started, there was a crash with Shanna and Danny. And one thing, we lose, of course, 2 riders there, but that's not important for the finish at that moment. You only hope they're okay, and yeah, Sabrina and I tried to make the best of it with them in our minds.
Nia Evans of Story Racing got her first top 10 finish in the edition of the OVO Energy Women's Tour, finishing 9th, giving her first top 10 finish in the Women's World Tour race. Corin Rivera is still race leader going into the 5th and final stage. Marianne Vos is closing in 2 more seconds and needs 14 seconds to reel in the overall win. The top 7 are all within 30 seconds of Rivera. They'll take on 2 tough climbs in the Welsh Mountains, as well as 2 intermediate sprints before the finish on the coast at Cowan Bay, and we find out who is the overall winner of the 2018 OVO Energy Women's Tour.